Hello everybody and welcome to what I'm going to be calling episode 3.5 of Explaining Like I'm Six Strings. Essentially, I'm going to pick up where I left off on the last video and show you the last four open chords for the guitar. Last episode I showed you the G major chord, C chord, A minor, and E minor. Today I'm going to show you E major, A major, D, and D minor. I'm going to do so the same way I did last time by showing you how to play the chord and how to play the corresponding scale for it, and hopefully that'll give you a better idea of how everything works for these notes. Alright, so let's get right into it. Okay, so we're gonna do this same way that I did it last time. I'm basically gonna show you the chord and the corresponding scale for it, because remember, every chord is based off of the first, fifth, and third note of its corresponding scale. So if I want to show you an E major chord, I have to show you the E major scale. So if we go up to the 12th fret, where the E minor scale was, all we do is we take that major shape that I showed you for the G and we apply it to the bass note E. So we go. Just a disclaimer, that shape will only work for the starting on the E string. So wherever you start on the E string, you start at an A. You're still gonna have that same shape. You start on the G. You're gonna have that same shape so long as you start on the E string. What changes is when you get to a bass note on the A string or higher. It changes based off of the way the strings are set up and how far apart the notes are from each other. But just to go back to what I was saying, you start from the E and you find the 1, the 3, and the 5. And that happens to be E, a G sharp, and a B. We know this is E because it's an octave from E up on the 12th fret. We know this is G sharp because if you take the octave of A and go down a half step, and we know this is a B because you take the octave of A and go up a whole step. A sharp, B. Okay? So we need E, G sharp, and B. We come up here, you have to open E on a low E string. You have 2nd fret on the A string to make that B. You have 2nd fret on the D string to make that another E. And right now what you have is the E minor that I showed you in the last video. To make this a E major, you need to take that G that was present in the E minor and bring it up a half step to a G sharp. And the way you do that is you go up to the G string that is currently open and you put your index finger on the 1st fret. So you go from E minor to E major. Okay, cool. Next note, A major. Same concept, locate the A on the low E string, which will be the 5th fret. Same shape as before. Right? And find the 1, the 3, and the 5. The 1 being the A. The 1 will always be the bass note or the name of the scale. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you have A, you have D, so this will be C sharp, you have A, C sharp, and E. We come up here, and the way you play a major, you take open E, open A, and then the D string goes up to that E. The G string goes up to an A, and the B string goes up to that C sharp. Oh, my mistake. You're going to want to mute the high E and the low E. So the only thing you're having ring out is the bass note of A and these 3 strings right here. Alright? Let me just see if I can move, get you a better view of what I'm doing. So here you have the fretboard, you want to mute the E. A string rings out, the D string right here, and the second fret on the D string, second fret on the G string, and second fret on the B string. Third on the list, D major. What we do is we locate the D on the low E string, which would be the 10th fret right here, same shape. And then we locate the first, the third, and the fifth. The first, again, will always be the name of the chord, so the D. The third, here appears to be an F sharp, and the fifth, an A. So we need D, F sharp, and A. If we go over here, you need an A, so you'll have the open A string. You don't need an E, so this stays muted. You have the A, you have the open D string, you have second fret on the G string, you have third fret on the B string, and you have second fret on the high E string. What this allows you to do, it takes the G string up a whole step to an A, the A that you need. It takes the B up 3 whole frets to three up to the D. Sorry about that. Because you have B, C, C sharp, D. And then it takes the E up a whole step to an F sharp. E, F, F sharp. Cool. Last but not least, you have D minor. D minor is essentially D, but played like this instead. So I'll show you how to play it first. You take the same shape that I just showed you with D. What I would do is I would take your middle finger and place it on the second fret of the G string where your ring finger, where your index finger initially was. Take your index finger and put it on the first fret of the high E string. So again, one more time. You're playing a D. You're putting the middle finger where the index finger was. And you take an index finger and you're putting it on the first fret of the high E string. To explain why that works, go back up to the 10th fret and play the D minor shape. So you take the first, which will be the D, the third ends up being an F, and the fifth ends up being an A. Okay. So you're just taking that D that I showed you instead of the F sharp, you're bringing it down a half step, so it's an F instead. Okay, cool. Okay guys, if that's all you came here to learn, again, like the last video, what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to show you the little thing that I did in the beginning of the video using the chords that I showed you today. So if you have no interest in learning that, this is where you get off the boat. This is where you exit the class. Thank you so much for watching. Leave any questions or concerns in the comments below. And have a great day. If you haven't noticed yet, whenever I play something in the beginning of a video, it's normally just utilizing what I taught you throughout the video. So the chords for this are going to be all the chords that I taught you today. So you're going to start with an E major, then it goes into an A, then you're going to use the D and the D minor. So how this works is you're going to go down, up just one time with the E major, and immediately switch over to the A major for down, up, down, up. So down, up, down, up. It's okay if on the upstroke for the E string if you're playing that like this for now. Until you get used to switching between chords faster, this is an easy shortcut to make sure the audience doesn't really hear you switching, but it'll still sound melodic if they do. So right? So that's the first part right there. For the second part, you're gonna go into that D major that I showed you, and instead of playing down up like that, you're gonna strum once, and then you're gonna take your thumb or your pick, whatever you decide to use, and you're gonna go to the B string, back up to the high E string, and that second time that you hit the B string, you're gonna switch over to the D minor chord, strumming again, hit the B string, hit the high E string, hit the B string again, and then you're gonna start back over with the E. So one time through for that first part, it's gonna sound. And on this last part, instead of going straight back down to the B string, after you hit the E string on the D minor chord, you're gonna take your pinky, place it on the 3rd fret, and you're gonna do a pull off. A pull off is where you take a note and you pull the finger playing that note off to the next lowest note. In this case, you'll be going from the 3rd fret to the 1st fret where the index finger is. So you're gonna go. And after that, just play in a major chord. So the ending's gonna sound like. So we're gonna play one time through slow, and we're gonna play one time through at full speed, and that'll be it. All right? 1, 2, 3, and. E major. Back to E. One time at full speed. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and. Have a great day.